Phil, I got a question on the same topic you're talking about. I've actually got a contract on a short sale, and
are you the buyer or are you representing?
The buyer.
You're the buyer?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ARV is probably $175,000, but they listed it at $125,000. Now you're talking about this 82% number. Where is that? That's off of what?
82% is for only FHA short sales. So it's an FHA loan that is shorting. For a non-FHA loan, there are no rules, and it could be anything. Now, here's the thing. It's a realtor representing the seller that listed this, and they're listing it for $125,000. You could offer $125,000. There's no guarantee that they're going to accept your offer, even though it's a full price offer, because the offer is contingent to lender approval. The lender may come back and counter your $125,000 offer at $175,000, and you never know.
Right.
It's going to be depending on their rules and their BPO, how they counter that. I think that the realtors that are listing short sales have a responsibility to have enough experience, or to be working with somebody with enough experience to be able to price these things at a price that's realistically going to be accepted, because nothing can torpedo one of these deals more than setting the wrong price, you know. I mean, because you're in the business, you know, you're going to be a lot more flexible as a buyer than most people. But most people, when a house is listed for $125,000, if they offer $125,000, they expect to get their contract accepted and quickly, and they're going to be pretty pissed off if they make a full price cash offer, close in 30 days, and somebody tells them, no, you have to wait 60 or 90 days for an answer, and then 60 or 90 days later, they're told, no, we're countering your offer. What do you mean countering my offer? It was listed for $125,000. Well, we're countering you at $175,000. You know, okay, now I wasted, 3 months, on a contract thinking I was going to get this deal, and the deal never materialized.
That's happening a lot. And by the way,
it happens because a lot of the realtors don't price these things. They don't know what they're doing. And the banks are the cause. The banks jerk people around.
But the pricing is bad. They're doing a lot of bad pricing on them because what they're trying to do is bump up, multiple offer situation, and it's just wrong. It's unethical and it's wrong.
I can't argue with you. And it causes a lot of stress with the brokers, because what usually happens is the buyer's agent, the buyer starts yelling and screaming at their agent, who yells and screams at their broker, who yells and screams at the seller's agent's broker, and it's just a lot of stress. Now, sometimes it is the realtor's fault, but as often as that, it's the lender's fault, because the lenders really do change the rules. I mean, we had a house, and we just closed on this last week. It was a house on a street called Mansfield, kind of with a view of Lake Travis, and the lender agreed to a contract for $690,000. Okay, we generated a contract for $690,000, and then the lender came back and said, you know what? After accepting the deal, they changed their mind and said they wanted $750,000. We brought them a buyer for $750,000. You know what? We want $800,000. We brought them a buyer at $800,000. You know what? We want $850,000. Okay. We brought them. I mean, it was a miracle that most of the time when a lender does that, that's the end of the deal, because you'll never find another buyer. Through a miracle, there just happened to be several buyers at different prices and at the right time, and it was a miracle that all these buyers showed up. And then a buyer showed up at $850,000 and then backed out, and then another buyer showed up at $850,000, and even though the lender had approved the first buyer at $850,000, they didn't approve the second buyer at $850,000. What do you mean? It's the same exact contract terms and everything else. And the lender was trying to change their mind. And I basically, did the best I could to talk to the lender, which usually doesn't help. But in this case, I basically said, look, guys, you've been jerking people around and playing games, and this is a gift from God offer on a house that's going to be very difficult to sell. It's not easy to sell $850,000 houses in this market. When somebody who's a strong cash buyer is offering to buy something, with the terms and everything that you're asking for in the time allotted, if you walk away from this, it's over. And they, in that case,